into reality, and then the Ford government took office, there was this process of establishing, creating an RFP that sought, ideas for what to do with the space. That produced recommendations of winners last year, which was the Therm Spa, the Live Nation Stadium, and then this kind of eco resort, or not this outdoor games thing, which seems to have pulled out. Where we are at the process is that there is a lot of stuff underway already, because the head lease to the grounds have been issued to Lorinc Canada and to presumably the Live Nation. So there's plans underway to kind of rehabilitate some of the built form that's there. But the city, this is a very important thing, and this is why I want to make sure that this is part of the dialogue in this municipal election, is that the city has to approve a bunch of things that before this project is underway. So there's a zoning bylaw application that's coming to council later in the fall. There's a bunch of procedural stuff that's going to happen, and eventually this will come to the next council sometime in the fall of 2023. So we put out a general call to anyone who's running for council. There are a couple of people here who are running for public office, and I'm grateful that they've showed up. We hope that these are issues that will not be considered to be, that the future of Ontario Place will be engaged critically by council. And so some of that has to do with the public space and the open space plan, and Waterfront Toronto is in the midst of kind of reviewing a proposal for open space, the open space. There's a lot of design work that's going to take place. You're probably all familiar with at least the rendering that we've done of the Therm Spa, which is being designed by Diamond Schmidt Architects. And I think that the thing that I want you to think about is, what is the relationship between these very large footprint buildings and the public space that exists here, and has sort of changed in its relationship with the city in the last couple of years, because after all, we've all had to do a lot more stuff outside than we did before, because our gyms were closed and the movie theaters were closed and so on. So a lot of people have begun to kind of use this and other public spaces in important ways that are great and encouraging. And this actually, the genius of the William Davis Trail is that it hooks up to the trail that, the seawall trail that skirts all the way around the site, and it becomes this kind of much more enjoyable, sort of way of, of using the Martin Goodman Trail. And so it's important to think what the implications are of these very large projects on this space. And I think the last thing I'll leave you with is this question, which I don't have an answer to, is whether Ontario Place really just wants to be a public park. And if that's the case, how does that happen? Because it's owned by the provincial government. The provincial government, through the Ontario Place Corporation, has the ability to stage events here, which is fine. And that's what we're seeing, behind the hoardings. But what is the relationship with the space that was created, 50 years ago by Michael Huff and Zeidler, to the rest of the city and to the waterfront in particular? So I'm going to shut up there, and we can walk, and Sean is going to talk a little bit later on, and then you can ask us anything, and we'll go from there.